Welcome to today's session on introducing Python programming. So today's session we're going to have a basic introduction to Python. This course is targeted towards high school and freshman students. So it gives an introduction to Python. My name is Vic. I'm from Data Mining Tools Inc. and I'm here to give you an introduction to Python. Programming. What is programming? So why do we do programming? So basically, we want to develop technology that helps to solve our problems. For instance, visiting a doctor, you get something done, you're sick, you go to a doctor, he's going to talk to you, he's going to analyze you, he's going to give you an injection or a tablet and then send you back home. And after time taking it, you'll be fine. Similarly, if you want to get something done, we leverage technology, and to get this done with technology we need to program or build the application or software. So what is programming? Programming is nothing but a set of instructions given to the computer to get a job done. Every program is written in terms of a few basic operations that are ready, that the computer understands. And in today's world, there are so many programming languages. They can do so many things like adding numbers, reading information from files, or loading data from the database, getting a job done, basically trying to solve a problem. Next, bug. So in the entire software cycle, we have developers, we have testers, we have QA people. Everybody takes care of getting the product out uh, with a very good quality, and it performs and gets job done. Bug is nothing but something where it fails to get the job done. It could be mm, uh, for instance, you write an application and it is connected to a database, but when you release it in production, you don't update the database, and then it runs into a error where it doesn't know where the data is and it crashes. So it's a bug. Fix a bug. This is one of the job of the developers, is to fix the bug. So the developer writes the code, gets it to testers, they test it, then it goes to QA, they check everything, and they ask you to write uh, more productive code. So fixing a bug is a part of the job of a software developer. So we need to fix a bug, we need to figure out the right instructions, and then you need to update the program with the instructions so that no more bugs don't exist or are created in this process. This is one of the things to watch out for when you're dealing with bugs. Next, installing Python. What is Python? We'll talk about Python a little later, but first let's look at introduction to uh, Python or installing Python. So Python is an open source software. It's developed by Gerd von Rossum in the 1990s. It's named after Monty Python. It's available to download from python.org. You need to go to the Python site and download the correct version of Python. There are many versions of Python available, and there's so many updates and fixes that come in. The more the builds, the more uh, uh, developer friendly Python becomes. And Python comes with an environment called as IDLE, which is integrated development environment. And in this course you'll be using Python 3 to learn introduction to programming. And programming requires practice. You need to learn two things. You need to first understand the language, then you need to spend some time walking through code, reading code, and understanding code, and you need to write code from time to time so you are in touch with it and uh, improve your programming skills. Next, setting up Python on Windows. So here what you see is we need to go to the site www.python.download, look for Windows, look for x68 or x86 builds, and then download the latest standard, aka production installer file, release installer file or MSI file. Okay, next, after downloading it onto the in your computer, if you're on Windows, you need to double click the exe and then it installs, and it will walk you through a series of process which includes taking agreements and so on and so forth, and installs that on the computer. Next, setting up Python on our system. There are a lot of people who don't work with Windows. There are Linux people, there are Mac people out there, and for them also Python is available. Linux, you need to, it is predefinedly installed, but you need to run Python at the command prompt. If it is not installed, go and download the build, and it will tell you, it will give you instructions how you can install it in your Linux operating system. Mac has it already downloaded, but if you want to install it, there's a DMG available in Python, that python.org, that can be used to install it on macOS. Next, introduction to Python. Here, Python is one of the most powerful yet easy to use programming language. A lot of applications in machine learning are being developed using Python. Its first release came in 1991, and it's after the comedy troupe Monty Python. Next, so this is Rossum, the one who created Python. Next, Python tutorial. Yeah, you go to python.org and there is a separate section for documentation, and it is useful not only for freshers but even for not just for young people or high school students. It's also a very good resource for anybody who wants to begin with Python at any age group. Next, IDLE. IDLE is the integrated development environment for Python, typically used on Windows. It is a multi-window text editor, so you can open multiple scripts. I'll tell you what are scripts later on, but you can open multiple scripts, execute them, and then see the output. So it's a integrated development environment. It's called IDLE. Next, how Python runs. It's very simple. Python sits on top of the operating system. There's an interpreter. Python is interpreter. It has a little bit of compiling also, but it's majorly an interpreter. Interpreter means you execute one line at a time. If there are bugs, it reports a bug and stops the execution process. Next, you have monitor, hard drive, and then operating system sits on operating system sits above that are applications and Python instructor interpreter, and after above Python interpreter we have Python program. So Python program executes on top of the interpreter. Next, so hello world program. So by tradition it prints hello world. It's a very simple program often used by all programmers, and in Mac it's a terminal application. You need to open terminal, and in that you have to hit Python. It loads Python. In that you can print, you can write the first code, that is print brackets quotes hello world quotes close bracket, and it prints the hello world program. Next, Python is very easy to use, a high level language, so you don't need to worry about the low level operations because it's a high level language. High level language means a language that can be easily instructed and programmed following the syntax and semantics of the language. Then you can get a task done, and it increases productivity because Python programs are 3 to 5 times shorter than Java or C++. Next, Python is easy to use. So first, when we look at Python program, the simple print game over, just one line. But similarly in C++, you need to first have header files. You need to include hash include IOStream. So IOStream header file has to be loaded. And you write main, then you use the standard cout, and then game over, and then you end line and close the function. This is the line. So in 6 lines, in 5 to 6 lines C program, which can be done just one line in Python. Next, Python is powerful. Python is extremely powerful and used by many organizations, NASA, Google, Microsoft, and even game developers like Battlefield to Civilization 4, Disney's games. They all use Python to build applications. Next, Python runs everywhere. It's independent. It's not computer specific. It runs everywhere in all platforms. Python has a strong community. So Python has a very large community, one of the large communities for software development languages, and it is very approachable language, and the community is also very approachable. The mailing list, as a tutor mailing list, it is perfect for beginners. No need of actual tutors as students, and it gives details as how you can learn the entire development and contribute to open source community. Open source. Python is free and open source, so that means that it's publicly available. Open source software typically programmed by volunteers, so they spend their free time writing, enhancing Python, writing extensions, enhancing Python, fixing bugs, contributing in many ways. And it gives the option to modify or even resell Python later on. Okay, so open source, it's open source, and contributions are by many thousands of people are contributing to it, and it's a phenomenal thing. Next, introduction to IDLE. IDLE is the integrated development environment. This is the application that helps software developers write program and run Python. IDLE ships with Python. It has two modes. One is interactive and other is script. This is what I said earlier. I'll talk about script later. I'll talk about script after a few minutes. Okay, interactive. Let's look at what interactive means. Programming in interactive mode. So this is the window where you can see when you click on Python, you go to start, go to programs, and then click on Python. Python has Python 3.86, 3.9. So based on the version, you need to click idle. And when you click idle, first the shell, Python shell opens up, and the Python shell you see file, edit, and other options. And it also gives you a prompt. In the prompt, you can hit the commands, and it's going to do the job. So this is interactive mode. Next, in interactive mode, it's a great immediate feedback. So as you enter the command, it immediately gives you an output. So this is a great interactive feedback. And OpenPython is an interactive mode. In Windows Start, yeah, as I told you, that's how you reach Python and use it. Next, at command prompt, If you type print game over, Python immediately responds with game over. So you can directly interact with the interactive mode. Next, print statement is you need to understand what is print statement. Print statement is used to display strings. It accepts string and prints it out. So it's like print my name is Vic. Print Python is an amazing language. It automatically prints, and after entering it in the command prompt, it's going to print Python is an amazing language. It also takes in expressions. It also takes arithmetic operations. 7 plus 2 you type at the console at the prompt, it's going to immediately show you the answer. Next, syntax error. Let's not get into error. Yeah, it tells you errors. If you make any errors, for instance, print game over without the quote you enter, it's going to enter it's incomplete, and then you fix it. Bugs are there, you can fix. Next, script mode. Script mode is a way where you have more than one line of code. You have one or two node, but you have at least large amounts of code which has to be executed. Like you are typing a blackjack game, so you open file and open script. So when you open file and script, so it opens up. When you click open, it opens a script. In there you type all your code. And you type all the code and execute it, it's going to show the output in the console at the command prompt. It's not going to open another window to show you output. It's going to show it in command prompt. Next, running in script mode. It's great for writing programs. So if you wanted a bigger program, like you want to write word processor for your program, you can write, edit, save, and load programs. And like a word processor, you can find and replace code. You can cut and paste, you can copy and do that. And you can open, even in the interactive window, you can open multiple new windows you can open in the script window. Next, you can write program in script window, type print game over and run, it runs. You can save that program also. You can click file, save the script, it saves it to the name game over.py. You type the name, you have to type the name game over.py, and it's going to save it to the hard disk. And then run program. Always you can load the script and run module, and it runs the script and shows the output in the prompt. So this is how it goes. After entering the command and entering, shows that. And it's a game over program. Simple. In this game over, in this Python program, the hash game over is a comment, demonstrates the print command. Then you give the command print game over and raw input. So this is where you take input from the keyboard. You ask the user to enter, press the key to exit. When a key is pressed, the application exits. Okay. Next, the game over program. So this is the comment. First, if we go back, we see first we have the comment where you have said what the program does. Then you have the function. Then you have the input type. The input asked for input for the user, and console window. You have told about that. Next. Okay, let's come back to the summary of this. Let's summarize the whole thing. So Python is a high-level object-oriented programming language. That we'll talk about object-oriented and a different section on object-oriented programming. Okay, but please know it's a high-level language and it's very powerful and easy to use. Python is used for data mining, data science, machine learning, deep learning. There are a lot of other things that when you explore, you understand. Data analytics uses Python a lot. And machine learning also, AI machine learning also nowadays using Python a lot for writing their apps and so on and so forth. Okay, Python can interface with other programming languages. IDLE is Python's standard IDE. IDLE has an interactive mode that offers immediate response to the Python. IDLE has a script mode that allows programmers to write, edit, load, save, and run their program. Next. A string is a character of sequence, and print command, you pass a string to it, it's going to print it out. A statement that is a single unit of programming that performs an action. Okay, the print statement displays strings on the screen. Print, write your name or you type Python is great, it's going to print it out to the screen. An expression is something that has a value or that can be evaluated to a single value. So yeah, don't get into that right now, I'll tell you more later. But syntax highlighting, yeah, that's there. Okay. Then a syntax error is a violation of the grammar of the programming language. It causes a bug. A bug is an error in the programming code, and it requires the developer to fix the bug, understand where the quality assurance tester are going to find where the bug is, and then the developer has to focus on fixing the bug. He has to understand what it does, what went wrong, and how it can be fixed. You can also use open block of a lot of other IDEs, not just IDLE. So there is PyTorch, not PyTorch, PyCharm. PyCharm is one of the IDEs that can be used. Okay, so that brings us to